Is this the end of XRP? Will Ripple continue dumping to the depths of hell, or do you still have a chance to save your bags? Or maybe now is a good time to buy in. Today we're going to be looking at all of this and more, as well as some positive altcoin news at the end of the video. Hey guys, my name is Sheldon Evans, welcome back. Or if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on all bell notifications. As you know, YouTube does often gatekeep a lot of this cryptocurrency content. So if you don't let the algorithm know that you like it and that you subscribe to it and want to be notified about it, you will never see it and it won't get pushed out. So make sure that you do turn on those notifications and like the video. So what we're going to be looking at today is XRP. As you can see, it's down 30% in the past 24 hours. Yes, the crypto markets as a whole have taken a bit of a dump, but in the past 24 hours, we probably have Ripple as one of the biggest losers. Let's take a look here. Yes, 30%, it's still the biggest loser, even though all the rest of the crypto market is taking a bit of dump. But what's causing this? Well, the SEC has sued and issued a complaint against XRP over a 7-year, $1.3 billion ongoing sale of XRP. So if you don't know about this, basically what XRP does is they own about half the supply of XRP. The company Ripple owns the token and they sell it off every single year in order to turn a profit. So coin or XRP on its own doesn't really have a use case at all, except it's simply a speculative token that raises value, and they designed it to pump the price of XRP so that they could then sell it off and turn a profit. So the issue with this is that this turns XRP into a security, and the argument against it not being a security is not very strong at all. So what does this mean? Well, essentially the impact could be wide-ranging. Several exchanges list XRP in the US, and by these exchanges listing XRP, they would have to be registered as securities exchanges. So it's easier for these exchanges to simply delist XRP than rather register as a securities exchange, which could really negatively impact the price of XRP. It could crash it completely if many exchanges do decide to delist it instead of register as security exchanges, which makes sense because it's easier for them to do that. Let's take a look at over a year's long unregistered offering of securities. The offering, Ripple was able to raise at least $1.38 billion by selling XRP without providing the type of financial and managerial information typically provided in registration statements and subsequent periodic and current filings. The filing said Ripple used this money to fund its operations without disclosing how it was doing so or the full extent of its payments to others to assist in its efforts to develop a use for XRP and maintain XRP secondary trading markets. So this is all publicly available. You can visit the SEC's website and take a look at the complaint. It is perfectly public. So you visit here, you can see this website, you click on the SEC complaint and you can read through it. It's not as complicated as you might think. You don't need to be a lawyer or have a law background to understand what's going on. Essentially, all it does is it covers the statement or the summary of how XRP started, what its use case would be, or what their intended use for it was, how they planned on raising money. And the thing is that it's not looking good for XRP. It definitely does look like it is a security. They don't really have an argument against it. And the problem with that is due to many of the public statements that the founders and the creators of XRP have made over the years. So at the beginning, you can see that Larry Cermak revived a thread from 2018 where he said that this week I decided to look at Ripple and whether XRP could qualify as a security based on what Ripple executives have publicly said in the past. So the SEC chairman said, at Consensus Invest in late November, that tokens are sufficiently decentralized are no longer securities. That means not one person or group of people control its supply or control trading and access to asymmetric information. Now, Ripple Labs will continue to be a regular seller of XRP, while according to Ripple management, the XRP ledger is already fully functional and decentralized network. This statement has been highly contested by industry experts as well. And the reason that this is if we take a look at this complaint that I had open here, and we scroll down and see how much XRP is being sold off. So as you can see, the total offering was, they've sold about 14.6 billion XRP. That's not dollars, that is XRP that they've sold off. And you can scroll down and see exactly how much money they've made and how much they've been selling off over the years without actually providing any use case. So it's simply basically a pump and dump scheme, a way for the company to make a profit without actually selling anything or running a product. So you can see in 2013, 2014, all the way up until this year, how much they have sold and how much institutional sales they've made. So they have convinced some institutions to buy XRP. Just in 2019 alone, they sold $500 million of XRP and generated that in profits. So XRP themselves, the company Ripple, owns about 50% of the supply of Ripple, and they're simply selling it off. And in doing so, they're selling it off to turn a profit that doesn't really mean anything. They're just doing it to fund their own pockets. And the issue with this is that it's not good. It makes XRP a security. So if we take a look at Twitter again, we can see the revenue from selling XRP is used to increase the value of Ripple. So they're actually pumping the value of Ripple themselves by selling off the token and then pumping that money back in and increasing the value. So the higher the price of XRP, the more money Ripple makes by selling XRP. The more money Ripple is worth, the more power Ripple has to incentivize partners, and so on. So in 2013, the source of revenue was said to be the sale of XRP. And you can see that Chris Larsen, the co-founder of and former CEO of Ripple, said this in 2013, which doesn't look too good for him. It says, Ripple is being created by a for-profit company called OpenCoin, and that's the company I work for. We're sort of a software producers, we're making the protocol. Our business model is we're keeping 25% of the XRP that exists, and we'll use that to fund operations and repay investors, pay employees. That's our business model, Chris Larsen, the co-founder and former CEO of Ripple, said. So it doesn't look good since he's made these statements publicly as well, that it doesn't really help the company at all. You can see David Schwartz, the Ripple CEO, also said something similar. Think about it this way. Ripple holds over 60 billion XRP. Given the way that's being escrowed, Ripple will almost certainly be the largest of XRP for the foreseeable future. For every penny the price of XRP goes up, the notional value of Ripple's XRP goes up by $600 million. Ripple can only materialize that value for its shareholders if the value and liquidity are preserved over the next several years. Sure, Ripple makes money by selling software to banks, but how many banks do you think Ripple would have to close to make $600 million in license/support fees? That would equal the value of a sustained once-an increase of the price of XRP. So like they're saying, even though they're selling these softwares to the banks, they're not making that much of a profit from it. They're making the profit from selling XRP to retail investors. And Larry again says, the most damning claim I have found is this: after all, the reason we're doing this is to increase demand for XRP, increase the value we can extract from our stash of XRP. So they literally called it their stash of XRP that they're selling off to turn a profit. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And what does this mean? Well, even Vitalik jumped in, the creator of Ethereum. It looks like Ripple team is sinking to new levels of strangeness. They're claiming that their shitcoin should not be called a security for public policy reasons, namely because Bitcoin and Ethereum are Chinese controlled. So the problem with this is, again, as I've spoken about in previous videos, is that there shouldn't be this tribalism in the crypto space where one project is attacking another project in order for their own personal game. They're playing a zero-sum game, right? Instead of building each other up and working together and partnering and trying to bring the whole space together and improve as a whole and innovate together. XRP is basically shooting down Bitcoin and Ethereum and saying that they're Chinese controlled. So XRP is a functional currency that offers a better alternative to Bitcoin, is what they say. XRP is widely adopted digital asset based on open source blockchain. XRP consistently ranks among the top 3 virtual currencies by market capitalization alongside Bitcoin and Ether, the 2 Chinese controlled virtual currencies that the SEC has stated are not securities. Now, that again is another thing. Bitcoin and Ethereum are sufficiently decentralized. There's not one party who owns most of it in order for it to be considered a security. And I think that's what XRP doesn't seem to understand, or maybe they're just fighting against it. And the innovation in the cryptocurrency industry will be fully ceded to China. The Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains are highly susceptible to Chinese control because both are subject to simple majority rule, whereas the XRP prevents comparable centralization. Now, this is a weird statement to make, considering that the Ripple does own half, or like 50 billion tokens. So it doesn't really make sense that they're saying this. Now, I do encourage you to go and read through this on your own and see what they're saying. It's really not too complicated. The bulk of the meat and potatoes of the article of the complaint is in the basically from like the 22nd page onwards, and you can see how much they've sold and what the SEC plans to do. Now, I do believe XRP or Ripple is going to continue dumping until we have some clarity on the situation or the lawsuit goes through. Now, this is not necessarily saying that it will crash to zero or that it will crash altogether. That is only if they win the lawsuit. Now, there's one of 2 ways that this can go. Either they fight the lawsuit successfully, which is highly possible considering how much money they have. They'll be able to hire very high-end, top-class lawyers that will be able to fight it, and they'll probably fight it for a long time and draw it out as much as they can in order to preserve this. But the thing is that if you are a Ripple holder, you're probably not sitting too badly right now. So only pretty much if you bought during the peak of the 2017 bull run would you be at a loss right now. But if you've been buying all along the way, you probably are pretty sitting in a good profit right now, especially right now where we're at, what, 42 cents, and we had a peak of 60, 70 cents recently. But if you bought this recent peak here, you're probably sitting quite sadly, and the best you can do is simply ride it out, right? Unless you want to sell at a loss, or you could just simply ride it out depending on how much you have invested. I personally would just hold it out if I was an XRP holder. I personally do not hold any XRP. That's why I wanted to share this with you guys, to protect your gains, to protect your funds. I hope that you aren't losing any money during this crazy time. I will continue to monitor the situation and give you guys updates if I do have anything. If you are XRP holders, please let me know down in the comments below and let me know what you think of the situation, if you think it's good or bad, what's going to happen, and are you holding onto your bags. But in more positive news, I'm going to share something that we've been doing lately. So I recently made a call a couple hours ago on my Patreon about Origin Trail or Track. So you guys know that I'm bullish on the sort of supply chain coins, and I made the call right at the bottom at 157, so just before the bottom, and I told you guys to buy in. So if you did that, you're in some nice profits right now. I do believe this to keep continually going up. We've got a small market cap at Origin Trail of $49 million. Now, most of these coins that are sub $100 million market caps, I believe, have a good use case and can really rise during a bull run, even rise in general, especially if they have a working product and they're having really good partnerships. So Origin Trail as themselves have really good partnerships with some massive companies and are being used all over the world, and they're working with regulators around the globe to make sure that they're compliant and that they continue running. So the thing is, with such a small market cap, a working product that is being used right now, there's only up from here. Another project is Unibright, which is a similar type project. And if we look at VeChain, which I invested back in 2017, they had a massive run up in the 2017 bull run. They're currently sitting at almost $1 billion in market cap. So let's take a look at where they were back in the day. You can see that we were at the all-time high of 2017 around August, and we had a run up recently again. But we crashed all the way down to 0.003 from around, what is that? 2 cents, 2.5 cents. So it was a major dump, but if you held it out, you'd still be in profit right now, or maybe you're sitting quite comfortably close to the high or breaking even point. Now, I don't think VeChain has much room to grow from here. Sure, they could go over $1 billion, maybe to $5-10 billion during a massive bull run, but you're better off making gains. I personally think, this is obviously not financial advice, investing in smaller market cap coins, and those are the ones that I make calls on my Patreon and on my Twitter account, to let you guys in on projects that have more upside potential than these massive coins already. Obviously, these top 10 coins will all pump. Pretty much every coin will pump during a bull run. But if you're looking for insane gains, 50x's, 100x gains, you're better off investing in these smaller cryptocurrencies like Unibright and Origin Trail, and anything sub 100 or sub $50 million market caps. There are some out there that are even smaller than that. Like if we take a look at Parsec, they're at $55 million. When I first got into Parsec, I think they were only like $10 million market cap. So it's been quite a ride from there. So I do expect it to still keep going. Parsec, again, is, like I've mentioned in previous videos, does have a working product that they're working on and implementing, basically becoming the Zapier of the blockchain and integrating with oracles. So I do think they still have a lot of room to grow. I'm invested in Parsec myself. And I just want to mention to you guys that even though it is up 17% right now, even though Origin Trail is up 3.6%, even though Unibright is up 9.5%, now is not the time to buy. I'm not telling you guys to buy these cryptocurrencies now. When coins have these massive pumps, Unibright 242%, it's not the time to buy. You need to wait it out. You should wait for a dump, for a dip. Today, overall in the market, we are seeing a lot of dips. Everything's on discount. Don't see these dips as scary. When you see these red numbers in the market, it's not a bad thing at all. It means that it's time for you to load up your bags. And as you can see, everything's recovering quite nicely already. In the past hour, Bitcoin's up 3%, Ethereum's up 4%. We were sub $600 just an hour ago. So I really think when the market does dip, don't get scared, don't get worried, don't look around Twitter, stop looking at the FUD. understand what the cryptos are that you're investing in, why you're investing in them, and you'll be able to pacify yourself and know that you're investing in these projects because you truly do believe in them. You're investing in them because you know that the kind of returns that they can bring if they do deliver on their promises. The problem is that most of you guys are investing in these trash coins that don't actually have any value, don't have any use case, or simply speculative value-based coins. So that is not really a good thing to do. But I do think that if you guys continue monitoring these, I would get some more Origin Trail. I will probably be buying some more Parsec. I still think it's highly undervalued, and over time we will get a major raise in this, I'm almost certain. That is my personal opinion. Like I said, look at this crazy run that we've had up here. What is that? That's a massive gain from 11 cents to 60 cents. That's a 600% gain. Calm down. Do not enter now. Wait for it to retrace a little bit. That is the thing. Never FOMO in. Don't run up these parabolic buys. Don't buy in when it's right at the peak or when you see this thing just crazy going up. It will come down, it will consolidate. And if it doesn't, then good for you as well. That means that you would have bought at a point where it's stabilized. So if it doesn't come down, there's nothing to worry about. If it does come down, even better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it and you learned something, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you have any questions, if you have any trouble, don't forget to check out my Patreon, where I do help you guys one-on-one. I do give calls on coins that I believe have good potential. And you can chat to me and we can just have a good time and talk about cryptocurrency. As always, I shall see you guys in the next video. Cheers.